So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use SQlite 3 with Rust. We're going to make simple user database where we're going to store the name and the password of the user. To get started, we're just going to do cargo new because we're going to creating a new project. Cargo new. We're just going to call it SQ proj. It's going to be created. Perfect. We're going to move into the directory. Sweet. We're just going to see the content of the directory. So as you can see, we got cargo, toml, and src. That's where our source code will be. We're just going to create a new directory called data. And inside data, this is where we're going to store our database. So first thing, we want to make sure that SQlite is downloaded. So to do that, we're just going to run SQlite 3. And it should this should come up. All new Macs should have SQlite installed, but if you do not, head on over to their site SQlite and just download the latest version. Okay, perfect. So once that's done, we're just gonna go back into SQlite, and we're gonna create a oh, sorry, should leave. First, we're going to create a new database. So we're going to type SQlite 3, and we're going to enter the name of our database. It can be anything. We're just going to say data.db. And once that's done, the database should be created, and it should put us into SQlite CLI. So once we're in, we can quickly verify if there's any existing tables. There should not be. So if I type .tables, perfect. There isn't any. That's perfect. Then we can create a new table. Let's create a table where we can have the username and the password of the username. So to do that, we're just gonna say insert so create table first. So we're gonna say create table users, and we're gonna say username. Since this is gonna be text, we're gonna say that. This is also going to be our primary key, so we're going to say primary key, and then the password, so password, and once again, it will be in the format of text. So there's that. Perfect. Now let's do tables again, and we should see users. So we see that the table is created. Now let's add in a user. So to do that, we're going to do insert into users. It's going to be username, password, and what are the values? Well, the values will be, say, John, and password will be John. We're gonna enter. Okay. So if you want to check if the username, if the username password was added, we can just do select, just a standard query, select everything from users, and we see that John is the username and John is the password. So that's done. Now we're gonna use this in Rust. So to do that, we're just gonna back out. ls, we're gonna move into our source directory, and we're just gonna open the main file folder for Rust. So inside here, we're just gonna define a struct. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, we forgot to add the dependencies for SQlite in Rust. So we're gonna back out of our folder. And we're gonna open cargo. And here we're just gonna add the dependency. So SQlite, just gonna copy this, paste it here. Sweet. Okay, we're just gonna quickly build the project just to see if you have any errors. Okay, so it looks like it built without any error. So now we can go back here. Sorry, back to our main .rs, and we can start writing the code for. So first we want to define struct for our database. So we're going to say struct user f name is going to be string. This is where you'll be storing the path. And in here, oh, what happened? Sorry, I meant to say this. There you go. SQ project. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, and we will also import SQlite use SQlite error as SQ error. And then we're going to derive the struct for the error. So we're going to say public struct, derive struct, and then name, we're just going to say user error. We're going to say, okay, db error would be SQERR. Just gonna copy this, paste it here. Oh. Sorry, I made little mistakes here, so we're gonna do this. I don't know why this is here. Autocomplete. Anyways, pub enum of user error, and then we have db error, SQ error. Okay, perfect. That seems about right. Let's save it. Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna have to implement this. So implement from SQ error for user error, say function from S to SQ error, say self user error, and it's going to be db error, and we're going to put an S. Okay, save it. Oop. Unexpected tie found self except replacement. So we have from SQ user for user error, function from SSQ to self, and user db error. Okay, sweet. Now we're going to go ahead and implement our user struct. Let's say implement user, and we're just going to define a simple function, add user. We're not going to, or we'll just say add, you know, it will be easier. And we're going to say self, and self is going to contain the file name, the string, right? And we're going to say username to put in, which is going to be a string, and also the password that we're going to put in, which is going to be also string. And in return, we're going to return a result type of OK, and otherwise it'll be user error. Right? Okay. So first thing we want to do when we're adding, well, we want to connect to the SQlite. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to do it let connection equal SQlite, SQ SQlite open. What do we want to open? Well, the file name, so self.f name, and we're just going to do this. So in case, sorry, so the question mark, I'm putting question marks in case this fails, it's just going to throw an error into the result. If that's successful, we're going to create a mutable reference to the database. So we'll just say db equals connection dot prepare, and we're gonna type in the query that we typed earlier here. So here, so insert into users, we defined it as username and password, and for values we're gonna put 2 question marks, and these question marks are gonna be filled with the next next line. So this is what you would type in command line, but instead of questions, of course, you would have the username and password. Once again, we're going to do question here, and then now we're gonna fill in these question marks. So to do that, we're gonna say db dot bind first parameter, which is gonna be the username question mark db dot bind for 2, and we're gonna say password. Okay, and we're just gonna say next. Once again, same. And if it made it up to here, so that means our insertion was successful. So we're just gonna return OK. And since OK is of null type or no type, we're just gonna put empty brackets, and that's it. So that's our simple add. Fn go. Sorry, did I? Oh, so it'd be password. Okay, sweet. Kind of like this sublime autocorrect. Okay, so that's that. Simple. Now what we're gonna do is now we're gonna try adding the user. So first thing, we want to define our file name here. So the first thing first, I'm gonna say let db equal user, where the f name is going to be a string. So we'll just do string from, and it's in data users.db. Let me just make sure that's the one we created. So what data? We actually created data, sorry. So data.db, insert into user, so where that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so data db, just gonna do comma here, and we're gonna save it. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna say let username or actually, you know what, we're just gonna pass. So I'm gonna say match. We're gonna do a match to obtain if it's gonna be good or bad. And we're gonna say user, or sorry, db dot add. And in it, we're gonna pass, let's say, Ryan, and the password is gonna be top secret. So once we do that, so by matching, we're gonna get so if it's a good result, so okay, we're just gonna print saying that adding Ryan was a success. If it's a bad news, user error and db error, and we're gonna create a reference to error message, and then we're gonna say print line, we're gonna stat emoji, and we're gonna say error. Oh, no, error. There you go. Let's see what error. Of course, we had some error. Sorry. And here too. Okay, my bad. Are you happy now? Yeah, okay, sure. If you want to do that, then I gotta change this too. Okay, sweet. So I think that's working. Now we're just gonna make sure. Okay, so we're here. Now we're gonna do cargo run. There you go. Adding Ryan was a success. Now we're gonna go see in the database if Ryan was added. So we're gonna move back to data and SQlite3.db. Perfect. Now we're gonna check, select everything from users, and you see Ryan top secret was added. So yeah, that was the tutorial on how you can how you can use SQLite into Rust. This is a really basic example, but you can add more complexity to it. You can add other whereas you can add encryption library for password or so on and so forth. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Have a nice day.